What's going on, people? It's your boy Seth, man. I'm back with another great episode of Seth on Sports. Sorry I've been away, people. Did y'all miss me? I hope you did. But had my first son. That's exactly why I haven't been around. I'm definitely still around, hitting you with the hits and the latest and greatest on what's going on in sports. Today I want to talk about the Final Four and the national championship game. The Final Four had four great teams in Butler, UConn, VCU, and Kentucky. Now, since the Final Four games have already happened, this is what we're looking at for the national championship game. UConn, led by their junior guard Kemba Walker, is averaging 25 points a game, and them as a team are averaging 69 points a game. They beat Kentucky down when it came down to the wire, 65-66. UConn pulled out a very tight game against the young group, but be prepared to see Kentucky in the future. Their opponents, the Butler Bulldogs, yes, the repeat offenders. They're coming back for a second time, and hopefully this time they get to leave with the ship. They got a tough opponent in UConn, though. Kimber Walker's a problem, but they beat VCU to get here. And VCU was the overachieving squad that was a number 11 seed that a lot of people said didn't deserve there. I want to salute them. They had a great tournament and hope to see those guys again. My prediction for the game, though, I gotta go with UConn. Kimber Walker, what can you say about him? Anytime he's in the game, you got a chance to win. And so far, that his freshman cohort, Lamb, has been playing heads above water. Just hands down, is having a great tournament. And you can read more about the freshman Lamb on my Tumblr page, sethonesports.tumblr.com. A good write up by my man D Jenks. But Lamb and Walker have carried UConn, and this game will be no different. So sorry, Butler, that feeling you had last year, like your stomach just was hurting and you were sad about the loss. Sorry, man. It's gonna come back around again. Ah, I don't really like Butler too much anyway. Baseball is back. The MLB kicked off this past Thursday with its opening day. Had some very great games. I think it's good to see baseball back and the game being played. And it kind of takes the mind off all the steroid stuff. With the trial still going on for Barry Bonds, and which I hope comes to an end soon, it might take a little bit of the black off the game of baseball. Steroids has almost done everything but pure just disintegrate and ruin the game of baseball because it's constant trials or somebody took this and somebody took that. Steroids is one of those things that is up in the air. Some people don't mind it. Some people think it's just bad for baseball. For me, I'm not gonna lie. One of the most exciting times of baseball was the Sosa McGuire home run race. At the time, both of them were suspected of using steroids. However, nothing can really be proven. You know, with the hidden P tests or this player is telling this player, and let's play baseball, people. That's all I want to do. But some things I look forward to this great season, some good teams you always want to watch this year. I'm proud to say my Milwaukee Brewers because they finally have a decent bullpen. Looks like they might actually make some noise in the NL. I wish them nothing but the best, so I'll be paying attention to them closely. You got to watch the Yankees and Red Sox at all time. Why? Because they're the Yankees and Red Sox. I mean, do you really need a reason? They always put on a show, and it seems like they're always just on the brink of taking the championship home. This is a great season so far, with some losses of teams that you didn't expect to lose. Even my team, the Brewers, are start off on 3 against the Reds. The Reds swept them, and the Reds is actually a good, decent team to look out for too as well. But I'm happy for baseball. Glad baseball is back. Let's hope for another good season. Let's hope a different team wins, besides the Yankees and Red Sox anyway. But I look forward to watching those two teams play as well, man. But keep your eye on baseball. I gotta love that game, man. It's America's pastime still. All right, out some love, people. Gotta hand out some love. I want to show some love to the Denver Nuggets. They beat the Lakers yesterday, 95-90, to end the Lakers' 9-game winning streak. The Lakers are the hottest team in the NBA right now. You can't deny them. They've only lost two since the All Star break. But these Nuggets on the 6-game winning streak themselves, making LA a victim of theirs, and are playing great team basketball. 15-4 since the trade of Carmelo Anthony. Who would have thought? They're getting it done without their old superstar and are getting it done with very solid players. Only scoring less than 100 points, six times in their last 19 games shows that they can be a scoring machine. Playoff time could be a lot of trouble for any team that has to go against them. LA could never know how the chips are going to fall. They beat a slanting San Antonio Spurs at the time and showed a lot of poise in that game. The game came down to the wire, and Denver was able to pull it off. This comes as a shock to a lot of people because once Carmelo was traded, everybody kind of had these guys chalked up as they were done or they weren't going to be able to do it without their one star. However, they're proving everyone wrong. It's like a big slap in the face. I mean, Carl is a great coach. George Carl is a great coach, and he's coaching this young team with a good mix of young players and players that just know the game. These guys are forced to be reckoned with. I really feel bad for anybody that has to play them in the playoffs. I'm telling you, I think Denver could really hurt some feelings. They have they have a lot of potential and a lot of different players that can show up on any given night. One night it could be J.R. Smith, another night it could be Gallinari, another night Kenyon Martin can give them a good night. That's what makes this team special. And without Carmelo Anthony there, they don't have to feed one player. So this was a great trade. Unfortunately, it's looking better for Denver than the Knicks right now. So honestly, I commend Denver for playing hard and not letting losing Carmelo Anthony break their spirit. Salute. Well, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show. It's time for the Seth on Sports rant. Let me start off by saying to everybody who doubted VCU, I'm laughing in your face. I'm laughing at everybody who doubted those play-in games. I'm laughing at everybody who said that certain teams didn't deserve it. You guys were wrong, and they proved you wrong. I'm so happy VCU was a play-in team that made it all the way to the Final Four and proved that any team can make it. And not to judge a team by saying, oh, this small school, and not to overlook teams like VCU. They're the small school coach, great by Shaka Smart. I salute these guys, and I'm glad that they were able to kick mud into all the non-believers out there who said, who are these teams that these play-in games don't mean anything? These teams that they let in are just going to be big boys to get picked on, and it proves that the tournament is more about being hot than necessarily being good. And VCU got hot at the right time. They beat a lot of teams, and they almost took out every conference, big conference that is, on their way to the Final Four. Unfortunately, they lost to the Butler Bulldogs. I was sad to see them out, but I was glad that they got this exposure. I was glad that they were able to be the team to prove everyone wrong. You guys were wrong, and I'm glad that some of you guys are still trying to stick by. They didn't deserve to be there. Yes, they did, and they proved they earned their spot, and they proved they deserve to be there. Stop doubting these dudes. One of these days, they're going to shock y'all like VCU did, but they're going to take it even further. Good job, VCU. Thanks for being in the tournament. I definitely appreciate you guys. And to your coach, Shaka Smart, hey, great coaching job. Well, that's all for me today, people. Uh, Glad you guys tuned in for another episode of Seth on Sports. Be on the lookout. May have some surprises coming soon. May have some things for you to look forward to, especially with the NBA playoffs coming up. All right. But again, man, keep watching sports. Follow my Tumblr page if you're on Tumblr at sethonsports.tumblr.com. Follow me on Twitter at sethonsports. I answer back. I follow back if you want me to. I'm definitely down to talk sports. Shoot me your questions. Shoot me your thoughts. I'll be glad to hear them. Again, that's sethonsports.com. Nah, sorry, sethonsports.tumblr.com. And I'll be glad to hear from you guys soon. All right? Till then, salute. I'll catch you guys next time.